This is the best video you will ever see on Spanish verbs. I guarantee you. Why? Well, number one, because I'm going to show you the most common verbs you will use in every sentence in real life, day to day. Number two, I'm not going to teach you every single conjugation. It's way too much info. All you need to start speaking today is I and you. You don't need we, you don't need they, you don't need all of that stuff. If you want to speak, you can get by with I and you. Trust me, if you want to start speaking today, it's better to learn the most used 10 to 20 verbs that you actually use on a daily basis than some random verbs you'll never use just because they have a nice, consistent pattern that's easy to memorize. To talk in Spanish is hablar, but to say I talk, you can say yo hablo or just hablo. You talk, hablas, tú hablas. To look for in Spanish, buscar. Yo busco, tú buscas. To need, necesitar. Or in South American Spanish, necesitar. Necesito, necesitas. Or in South America, necesito, necesitas. To learn, aprender. Yo aprendo, tú aprendes. Now you probably already know, where in English we say I learn, in Spanish you do not have to say yo aprendo. The yo is unnecessary because the o at the end of the word already indicates that it's I who is talking. Yo aprendo, and you don't have to say tú aprendes, you just have to say aprendes. It's obvious who's talking. This can be compared in English to a word like makes sense. Instead of saying it makes sense, we just say makes sense. Because when you say makes, it can't be me, right? I make, you make, it makes. Yo aprendo, tú aprendes, right? I make, you make, it makes. So we have something similar in English. Moving on to understand, entender. Entiendo, I understand. Entiendes, you understand. You can see the I gets added into the middle here. It's a bit of an exception to the rule, a bit of a different pattern coming up. To want, querer, to want. I want, yo quiero. You want, tú quieres. To be able to, which is can in English, poder. Puedo means I can. Puedes means you can. To know, saber. Yo sé, I know. Tú sabes, you know. You can see that sé here is a big exception, and I've added the exceptions in blue. To see, ver. Veo means I see. Ves means you see. To say, decir, or in South America, decir. Yo digo, I say. Tú dices, you say. Or tú dices in South America. To do and to make is the exact same word in Spanish, hacer or hacer. Yo hago, remember, the H at the beginning of the word is silent in Spanish. Yo hago or hago means I do or I make. Haces or haces, you make. To come, venir. Vengo, I come. Vienes, you come. To have, tener. Tengo, I have. Tienes, you have. To have to, tener que. Tengo que, I have to. Tienes que, you have to. To go, ir. Voy, big exception here. Vas, big exception here. To be, and remember there's two types of to be in Spanish. Ser. Yo soy, I am. Tú eres, you are. The other to be, also very important in every conversation, estar. Yo estoy, I am. Estás, you are. Now I challenge you to say a sentence of more than 6 words without using one of these words. You can't do it. You need to know these to speak today. And when you can use these verbs, and it only takes you 1 or 2 days to memorize all of this, commit it to memory, it will completely unlock your Spanish allow you to string long sentences together. This is a complete game changer. Now, although these verbs are the most important in Spanish, I've not put them in the most important order. I've put them in a specific order just to show you the main pattern, which is that all Spanish verbs end in R, some of them AR, some of them ER, some of them IR. And when it's yo, it ends in O. When it's tu, it ends in S. Now, there are more sub patterns that you can learn, but don't go and spend 2 weeks memorizing all the different patterns of Spanish verbs because your brain is a pattern recognition machine. It will pick it up. Rather, spend your time, spend 2 days learning the top 10 to 20 verbs that you'll actually use to talk today and let your brain pick up the patterns automatically as you learn the language.